This is the new Model S Plaid. It pretty much looks the same as the old S, except when you look at the fog lights at the front, those are updated. Overall, it's a nicer design, and it just looks a bit more modernized. You can see that they got rid of all the chrome accents, and now it's just blacked out, and that looks really good in my opinion. And my personal favorite color for the Model S is black. It looks really good in black, like a Batmobile, very stealth fightery type of design. Now, as we walk into the car, you can see that this is a new refresh. You can see that the screen, instead of being vertical, it's horizontal, and you can see that the screen is about 17 inches diagonally from side to side. The yoke is actually quite big. When you actually feel it in your hand, it feels quite big. It's nice, it's thick, and overall it feels like a premium product. When you sit inside the car, you can tell that this car is from the future. It feels very, very premium. It feels like you're sitting in an up-class car. It definitely feels like a luxury car, and I think the biggest update from the previous model was that this actually does feel like a premium car. It's really nice. Now, most of the controls are through the touchscreen, and the touchscreen is very fluid now that they have the new Ryzen CPU, and that's extremely fast. I think the refresh rate actually looks faster or quicker. It just looks very smooth, and you can swipe around everywhere. You can open up different games, different apps, and you can just browse the screen, and it's really, really smooth. So much so that it's actually better to use than the Model 3 and Y. It's that good. Now, the UI is also updated, so you can actually swipe through the apps. You can see the dock down in the bottom, and then you can actually change parts of it. And the biggest update that I found was that you use a lot of swipe gestures. Instead of tapping places where you want to get to go, it's much more swipe, and it's really, really intuitive. You pretty much get used to it right away. Everything is right on the screen. It's amazing. You can open up various apps. You can open up like the music app, the traps app, and then you can just like make your own music, make your own sounds and everything. It's really intuitive, and it's really good. Like, it's a really good product overall. You can also open up your cameras, and then there's like a few games available. You can open up TikTok if you want. You can open TikTok, scroll through it. It's not that good. For some reason, YouTube and TikTok don't seem to be like those very fluid, but any other game, it feels really fluid. So maybe there's some optimization that they can do to improve the fluidity of the screen using those apps. Now, getting into the back, it feels like a premium product. When you sit inside of it, you actually feel like you're sitting inside of a car that's like, you know, big bolstered around you. I don't know how you describe it exactly, but it just feels nice. It like feels like you're in a cocoon, basically. It feels really, really nice. I think the back seats are maybe a tad too hard, but that's just my opinion. Maybe others will differ. And the only thing I found was that the middle seat is not really meant for sitting. It's very hard. It's not meant for like fitting like 3 adults in for like a long road trip too. Now you can actually fold down the cup holders, and there's also a wireless charging pad from the middle seat. The middle seat headrest comes down, and it covers the middle seat entirely. And this is really good because you can actually see everything, and it's really intuitive. Plus, you have the screen right in front of you, which shows basically anything. You can check your climate control, you can check YouTube, you can check other apps, and I think you can even play games while the car is driving. So yeah, it's a really impressive setup. Legroom was totally fine when you actually measure it. I think I had like 3 or 4 inches of legroom, and I'm 5'11", so, and I set the front seat to my driving position, and so there's plenty of room in the car. You can pretty much sit in any seat. It's very comfortable. Now, moving on to the back, we come to the trunk, and the trunk is huge, like really massive. It's a hatchback, which is nice. So you can actually fit a lot of stuff, but I find it maybe a little bit smaller than the Model Y in height, but that's about it. Otherwise, yes, it's almost just as big in my opinion based on what I saw. It's a really big trunk, and you also have storage on the side at the left. You have under trunk storage as well. So yeah, there's a lot of storage in this car for it being the fastest car in the world. But overall, the car looks very similar to the outgoing model, but I think there's been major changes, and this interior is possibly the biggest and best change that I've seen. It's so much better than the Model 3 and Y interior that it's not even close. It's really a premium product. It's a luxury car. It's a luxury product. You will not be disappointed with the interior with this car. The fit and finish, based on what I've seen, was really good. I didn't see too many paint blemishes either with the black color, considering that's usually the worst color for Tesla. But yeah, overall, it seemed fine, and I think they're getting better at actually building cars. To me, it seemed really good. I think if you're interested in buying this vehicle, just check it out in person, and if you're not, be ready to plunk the cash down because this car is really nice. It's just that good. So that's been it. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.